Hey there everyone, this is Nick as founder and CEO at Hitgoc. So in previous video we saw how to give hover effects to one of the button elements, right, that we are working on. So we use some event listeners, mouse enter and mouse leave, and we then applied the style objects, style properties um, to the button basically on each event, right? So that was it. There was something about the event listener styling, mouse enter and mouse leave, right? So in today's video we're gonna do something really very different from styling components, and it's more over basically a very important it's basically a very important concept to handle data in JavaScript, right? How you can manipulate data and how you can basically control or your data representation throughout your entire website, right? So for that we have I'm introducing with your loops to you guys, right? Yeah, we're gonna work with loops in JavaScript. Maybe some of you could be familiar with loops, right? If you're aware of other programming languages, right? We have for loops, do while loops, right? And yeah, these are the most common loops that we use, right? So I'm gonna tell you the important one, that's for loop, right? For loop plays a very vital role in this programming sector, right? So I'm gonna explain that. So let's just clear this out, right? Just remove this div. We don't need it for a while, right? So yeah, this is your live server. And now see, let me just explain loops. Let me just explain for loop. So let me just explain you with the definition first, right? So loops are basically defined as um like the word itself defines the word, right? The word itself defines the this term loop, right? So loop is basically repetitions, right? Again and again, coming again and again. So basically what advantage we have with for loop is basically we could apply some range, right? The starting point and the end point, right, through which we want the loop to occur, right? So yeah, that's pretty much it about the loops. So let's just have a look to the syntax. So it starts with for, right? So we have for each loop, for in, for off. There are so many loops, right? But I'm gonna explaining you this for loop for now, right? Hit just enter. It would give you some sort of dummy syntax, right? It's an example. So okay, first argument is gonna be this parameter. For loop consists of three parameters. One, initializing any variable, right? Second is the range, right? This assures the basically the endpoint of the whatever you're taking. It could be arrays. I would be explaining you arrays, right? I would be explaining it the arrays in the upcoming videos, right? Till then um, we can just have some number over here, right? And this is gonna be the third argument, the third parameter, I mean, right? This third parameter would be index plus plus. Index plus plus means uh, index equals to index plus 1. It simply increments the index value by 1, right? Index plus plus means this. So yeah, it's a short form for index equals to index plus 1, right? So and in here in this curly braces in this block you can apply your the logic basically. So I'm gonna clear this out for a while, and let's say I want this loop to occur just let's say 4 times, right? Or let's say 5 times. So Yeah, right. So we got variable initialized, let index equals to, or you can in this like programming terminology we use I, right? It depends upon you, like what you could, what you would want to take, but as a shorthand thing, I would go with I, right? I denotes index, or I could be anything. You can go with any of the letters, right? So make sure to just use the letter, not the number. You can't do this like 2 equals to 0, right? Because it's a constant. Make sure to use some letter over here, some variable. Let's go with I. So I equals to 0. So initial value of I is 0, right? And it is going till uh, this I less than 5. So I less than 5 is basically 4 to it. So it would go to 4, right? It would go till 4, right? So it's gonna take 0, then 1, 2, 3, 4, and stop, right? So we got how many arguments? Sorry, how many basically the values of I? We got 0, uh, 1, 2, 3, 4. So basically 5 um, this values, right, of I. So this is how for loops work. Here we can, what we can do is we can basically console.log I, right? If we are basically logging this I in the console, we would get the numbers printed from 0 to 4, right? Let's just check. Go to your console. Here we go. We got 0. Let me just zoom it a bit. Okay, we got 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? We can increase it if we make it 15. That would go to 0 to 14, right? So in programming sector, right, we basically, the computer basically understands uh, the indices from 0, right? So it would take 0th index as the first index, right? Then first index as the second index, then so on, right? So 0 is your first index over here, or the first value of I, right? You can also go from like 1 to 15. It would print 1 to 14, right? So but we usually go with 0. It's up to you whether you want to go with 0 or 1 or whatever value you may like, right? So yeah, that's pretty much it. So we can basically multiply this with 2. This would definitely give us the table of 2 till 14, right? So yeah, this is how we work with for loops, right? So yeah, we can basically replicate the uh basically data represented over here, right? Or the elements. Let's say we got h1. This is heading 1, right? This is heading 1. I want to replicate this 5 times using for loop. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give it some id heading, right? What we can do is we can basically get that this heading 1, right? Oops, yeah, we got this heading 1. uh yeah, we can basically replicate this, right? We can basically display it um the times this till the endpoint comes, right? So it could be, let's say I want this 4 times, so I is less than 5, right? And let's extract that heading tag, const heading equals to document.get element by id heading, then let's say document dot write it in the document, right? So now we got heading dot outer html to be displayed, right? Hit save, and here we go, right? So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Really? Okay, it's zeroed. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1 was already there, right? By this. So yeah, 5 times from here and 1 time from here. So this is how we can basically use for loops to generate multiple instances, right, of any tag, right? So this is how we work with for loops. So yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it about the video, right? See you in the next upcoming videos. Thanks for watching. Peace out.